Hello, Gary Hernandez here, and welcome to Cane Self-Defense with Master Gary Hernandez. In this video, I'm going to go over a question that was asked to me from a gentleman by the name of Zachary. Zachary's question was, how well can you defend yourself with a derby-style cane? He has a couple of them. He likes the derby-style cane versus a regular crook on the other canes. Well, to answer your question, Zachary, you can do that very well. So I'm going to show you some techniques that you can use with your derby-style cane to defend yourself. Because you can do just about everything with both of these canes. You can do pretty much the same thing. You can even hook, pull, and do manipulations with this if you have the right style, derby-style handle. Now, understand you don't have that longer crook, which allows for a better hook and pull, obviously, but you can still get away with quite a bit with this one. So I'm going to put this one away, and I'm going to show you things you can do with the derby-style cane. Now, basically, you've got the same strikes you can do when you're swinging the cane. Someone's coming up to you, you choke down, you can hit them in the groin, pull out, and go into a bayonet strike. Now, unlike the regular one, when you're choking down, it simply slides easily down and you lift. Some of your derby handles have this notch. Now, what you're going to do so you can slide down really easy, and this is an analogy I give on this. Your hand's about here. Think about, and some of you may not like this analogy, but I'm going to say it anyway. Think about cocking a gun. Okay? You have it here. My thumb's here. I'm going to cock my gun back. As I do that, it lifts my cane. So from here, I put my thumb here, and there I go. So I don't have to really go around like that. I don't have to sit here, drop my cane backwards, go around. I can simply do this, and it's in my hands. So it's very simple. I get a little closer. All I'm doing is my thumb is here. I'm pushing downward, and now my hand is on the other side. So it's a very simple thing to do. Just walk around, practice it, thumb there, and up you go. You're good to go. So it's very simple to do. Now that we got that over with, we're going to move on. So again, cock, load, and strike. So I've cocked it, loaded it up, and it's ready to go. Now, you got all your basic strikes. Okay, I've got going to the head if necessary, ribs, legs, all that good stuff. So the shaft part does the same as any other cane. Talk about the crook, because that's where the difference comes in when you're going to use your cane. Now, this, on the derby styles, they have it designed, in my opinion, perfectly designed for a throat strike, perfectly designed for catching them right above the lip, perfectly designed for catching them in the shoulder blade area, perfectly designed for catching into the hip, or even when they're kicking into a knee. So that little crook and that little bend right there allows me to do a lot. So from here, I'm going to sit here as I cock and load up and strike. Now, I can also use this, before I go into using these on him, I can also use either end of a derby style. Usually you have more of a solid rounded edge depending on the cane. Some are thicker, some are smaller. It makes a good hammer. So basically, if I happen to have my cane in this position here, I can strike. Obviously there's the head. I can come down on that collarbone and cause injuries. I can shoot it into the ribs. I could go into the leg. If I don't want to really cause too much injury, I can hit them in the upper thigh. But if I think I need to get away from them, I can hit them in the knee. It's literally a hammer. He's reaching for me, I can pop those right into those knuckles, into that wrist as he's reaching for me. Pop it. I can turn to one side, catch the elbow. I can hit those jointed areas. Again, this is exactly like a hammer. Now, the other side is your chisel. So you've got your hammer, and you turn it around, and yeah, you can call it a chisel, nail, whatever you want, because this side here, usually they're a little bit more sharper than the other end. So you got kind of a point now. Some aren't, but quite a few of them are from the ones that I have. So now I have this to where I can come down with more concentrated impact on that collarbone if I had to, on that head. This will definitely get between those ribs very well. Again, he's reaching. Now that's going to hammer down. Unlike this end, which was blunt force trauma to the knuckles, which is going to break down, that portion there is going to actually sit right in between the knuckles. It's going to dislocate those knuckles very well. Coming down, stepping to one side again, hitting that elbow, hitting into that knee, whether I'm hitting the side of the knee or going straight into the knee. So now you have your hammer, you have your chisel. So those make great. I could come right up into the chin, into the groin. Oh yeah, with this into the groin, oh yeah. Big Al and the twins, they're not gonna be happy. I could turn it, same thing, bam. So now let's talk about the whole handle part that you're gonna rest your palm, the palm rest area. That right there is perfect. Like I said, someone's coming in, whether I'm single-handed or whether I'm two-handed, I'm gonna hit that throat. Remember, first rule, they can't breathe, they can't fight. You catch a good shot, hard enough, there's a possibility of killing them. We don't want to have to do that unless our life is 100% on the line. So a quick shot and make them, they can go backwards, they can't breathe. Gives you time to A, get away and seek help, or B, maybe a secondary move if necessary. Again, I'm here, he may be reaching for me, and I go right into that throat. He's throwing that punch. As he throws that punch right into his shoulder blade area. So it's gonna go in, boom. And I've done videos on this before. I'm just gonna do it. This one's just more of a refresher, updated version for Zachary's. I'm coming in, bam. So he's reaching for me right into that shoulder blade. Besides hitting somebody in the chest or stomach, the hips swivel. So I can come in, hit that hip, hurt that hip, just simply pound it. If he's starting to step or throwing a kick, catch that knee. Now, don't get me wrong, hit him right in the thigh. It's gonna hurt, but what's gonna hurt more, and it might even separate that and pop that knee out of place, is a good solid hit with this. Think of this as though you were doing a side kick. Now you're popping it with this. So you have the benefits of using not just the top, but also the ends. Now, we don't stop there. The flat side, we can use that flat side. How, you might ask? Well, I'm glad you asked. I might redirect them, slap them right upside the face. Think of an open hand hit. With that, it's not that round, big, solid piece, which is my hammer. It's not my sharp edge, which is my chisel or nail. But here we go. Now I'm slapping him. So from here, he's reaching or something. I pull his hand out, slap him upside the face. Slap him in the ribs. Even though if I'm going to the ribs, I'm probably going to hit him more with this one because that's going to be more of an impact. To the face, and you've got a nice flat area to catch him. So again, you're sitting here, slap that face, catch that ear, knock that equilibrium. Yeah, they're going to be down for the count. Now, for pulling, yeah, I can hit and pull, depending again on the derby style handle you have. This one actually digs in a little bit and it will pull me. I can actually, if you look, I can actually manipulate my arms. I can manipulate my elbow area. So you can manipulate and pull. You can manipulate and pull. You can hook a leg. And he's got some fat legs here. But if you're going down into something like that, you can hook. This one doesn't hook as good because he's nice and round. But if you've got somebody around, you can bite into that. Right in the back of the knee, boom. So from here, I come in, I strike, and there it is. I hooked and pulled it a bit. So you can pull if you catch that leg a little bit, again, but it all depends on the derby style handle. And remember, you really will not have you won't have the benefits of the big crook that is going to give you more of a guarantee of a hook and pull, but you still can get away with quite a bit of manipulating and yanking into you a bit and actually pulling them a bit. So you can do that. He's sitting here, I might pull his hand downward. Now this guy's hand comes right back up fast. So I might pull his hand downward and then strike him in the face. So I'm gonna do the snatch and strike is what I call it. I snatched that arm, pulled it down, and I struck to the face. So I'm sitting here, I come in, snatch and strike. So Zachary, you can do quite a bit with your derby style handle and your derby style cane. Trust me, it's a great tool to have also. I have several derbies, several different, I have a lot of canes, but I do have several derby styles as well. And I do like them. So I hope that answered your question, sir. I know a lot of you sent me questions and wants me to do different videos, and I have written them down. They are not deleted. I do have your emails. I have read your comments. I try to answer everybody back. I will get to the videos and try to do them as quickly as I can. So I will get to you guys, trust me. But I hope this helps you guys right there. And anybody else has a derby style cane, now it shows things you can do with it. Gary Hernandez, thank you. And like I always say, take this techniques, make it your own, practice them, and I will see everybody real soon.